Well, good to see everybody here on 5 News Plus for another edition of 5 Outdoors. Wanted to visit with our friend Trey Reed from the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Trey, it's a busy time at Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. We're entering into a really busy fishing season, but perhaps we're not entirely done with, let's say, some elk hunting. What do folks need to know about that?
Yeah, no elk hunting going on right now, but it is a very important time if you want to elk hunt in the fall, because May is the period in which we accept applications for elk hunting permits on public land. The entire month it's open, May 1st to May 31st, a $5 application fee. The only way to do it is at agfc.com. You do have to have a current Arkansas hunting license, or at least have one at the time that the hunt will take place. And so those go through June 30th. So you should probably have last year's hunting license available. But yeah, I mean, it is one of the most coveted hunting permits in Arkansas, Scott. Because there just aren't that many of them. The hunt started in 1998, and so we typically these days, most years, have about 7,000, 8,000 applicants online, and this year that's going to be for about 15 permits, same as last year. Yeah, right.
What are the odds that you get drawn? Yeah, that's coveted indeed.
Yeah, so I mean, we've awarded as many as probably a couple of dozen in the past, but we have intentionally sort of reduced the overall size of the elk herd in Arkansas, loosened regulations, and we actually targeted a few animals ourselves as Game and Fish that were symptomatic, that seemed to be showing signs of chronic wasting disease. And so that was a strategy to prevent the spread of the disease outside of that area, largely in Newton County, but Newton and Searcy counties were it's sort of the epicenter of the CWD detection in Arkansas. And so this year, 15 permits available. Now, I should throw in a caveat that there's actually 18 permits available for public land, because those 15, and we'll announce the winners of those folks that apply online during the month of May at the Buffalo River Elk Festival, and that's going to be June 26th and 27th this year in Jasper, county seat of Newton County. It is a big, big weekend. But in addition to those 15 that we'll award from the online applications, we'll award 3 that you must sign up for at the Elk Festival, and you must be present to win. It's the last draw of the day at 5 p.m. on June 27th. That's Saturday afternoon. So you'll have all day Friday and Saturday to sign up with our Game and Fish staff. It'll be at the Chamber office, Chamber of Commerce office there, right off the square behind the courthouse. And yeah, we'll draw 3, and you got a minute to answer the call. And I'm typically the one that calls the names out. I've emceed that permit draw at the festival for about 20 years in a row now. And so, yeah, it's a really exciting moment where we have 7,000 to 8,000 sign up online. Usually it's more like 700 to 800 at the festival. So maybe a slightly smaller pool of applicants, still pretty long odds. I've been putting in for about 20 years, and I've not drawn one yet. So don't feel bad. There's even the Game and Fish staff, those of us that put in for the permit, many of us put in, and most of us never win.
Most of us never get it. So tell me about that event overall. Maybe you have no interest in elk hunting or playing the odds there, but it's a really fun event by all accounts. I've never been, but every year I talk to you about it. I think I need to make plans to hop over to Newton County. What's all the fun about?
Man, it's really just a celebration of elk and a celebration of, really I'd say one of our unique counties in Arkansas. Newton County doesn't even have a stoplight, obviously very rural. And so, man, you can find arts and crafts, lots of vendors, arts and craft vendors there, food vendors. The state elk calling contest takes place on Saturday. Lots of live music. There's a fireworks show on Saturday night to kind of cap things off. But kids fishing derby and, man, lots of door prizes. It's just a lot of fun, kind of celebrating Newton County and Jasper, Arkansas, as well as our reintroduced elk herd. A lot of calls for celebration there, obviously, but I would also point out it is the biggest tax collection weekend of the year for Newton County. So, you think about all the people going up for leaf peeping and things like that in the fall to watch the elk over in Boxley Valley or to hear them bugle. But this last weekend of June, it's the biggest commercial weekend in Newton County. So it is a big, important weekend for the county and an important weekend to celebrate elk and all that comes with it.
Maybe this year's the year I finally make it. Hey, before we switch gears to a good little a PSA, and I'm putting you on the spot here, admittedly. I don't expect you to have numbers. Let's just talk anecdotally. How's this turkey season gone for a lot of folks? Anecdotally, I've seen some people have a little bit of success.
Yeah, and I actually do have some numbers, Scott. I don't know what they are. I haven't looked at them in a few days, but we cracked the 10,000 mark either last weekend or Monday, somewhere around in there. But before we even hit May, we had surpassed 10,000 birds checked. And, there was I don't think that's surprising to anyone. I have pretty favorable weather, maybe with the exception of last weekend and early week with a lot of storms coming through. But even then there were. It was patchy, it wasn't like everywhere, and those birds still have to get out and make a living, even when it rains or when it storms. But we staggered the opening dates this year. That was something new. Zone 3, which were lands behind the Mississippi River levee in eastern and southeastern Arkansas, started the first, started on April 6th, and then April 13th, Zone 2, which is really the southern third of the state, if you will. And then April 20th, which was pretty consistent where we've been for Zone 1, the northern two-thirds of Arkansas. But yeah, I think there's a couple of things going on, Scott. And here's another interesting thing. The youth hunt, and even beyond the youth hunt, because youth are allowed to take one Jake, adults are not, we've really had about 300 or 400 Jakes, maybe even fewer than that. I could be slightly off on my numbers. So here's what that tells me. You've got hunters that are targeting even the youth hunters who are allowed to take Jakes. They're being a little discretionary and still taking adult gobblers. We had really good reproduction in 2023 and 2024. Probably not as good last year because got real wet in April and May, and that's not a good conditions for those young turkeys, those poults. But those good reproduction years in 23 and 24, we're seeing the benefits of that with all these adult gobblers because they've survived to be 2 or 3 years old at this point. And so, trending in the right direction. David Mosicki, our turkey biologist, is really happy to see these results. And what we're seeing, Scott, are not like we're seeing gradual trend up year after year after year. And that's what you want. You don't want to see a big jump like, a 25, 50% jump, because that probably means you shot too many and you're going to see a little bit of a crash after that. So this slow, incremental, progressive growth of the turkey harvest over the last number of years is really good. I know turkey hunters love it, and we like seeing it too at Arkansas Game and Fish.
Yeah, I do recall that nice gradual trend over the last couple of years. Happy to see that continuing. Trey, let's talk about some not so abandoned animals that are going to be generating a lot of calls to your agency. Maybe the recommendation is hold up. Maybe they're not abandoned at all. So give us some advice.
Yeah, this is a consistent message that we try to get out every year, late April, early May. This is when a lot of wildlife are having babies. And unfortunately, I say unfortunately, look, people are trying to do the right thing. They see an animal out there. It happens a lot with deer fawns or baby rabbits. And, well-meaning folks are like, well, I want to help this animal out and take care of it. And maybe it needs to go to a wildlife rehabilitator, or I'm going to take it in and try to nurse it back to health. And most of the time, they're not abandoned at all. They're not orphaned animals. This is a survival strategy that a lot of animals use. They'll kind of mama deer or rabbit or whatever will stash the babies away while they go to replenish the energy stores that they're depleting by nursing those animals. And so I mean, I get personal calls, people that know I work for Game and Fish, and they're like, "Hey, I've got a deer fawn in my flower bed. What do I do?" And the message is the same: leave it alone. The doe knows where that fawn is. She's going to come back for it, and she's going to take care of it. Same with baby rabbits. Baby birds are another situation where, you might see one on the ground, a fledgling, and sometimes they do fall out of the nest, but the mommy and daddy bird will still feed that baby when it's on the ground, and probably it's days away from being able to fly. With birds, if you know where there's a nest, like I've got a robin that nests under my porch awning pretty much every year. Like if I saw a bird fall out of that, it wouldn't be a bad deal to take that baby bird and put it back in the nest. Forget the old wives' tale that human scent, will cause the parents to abandon those animals. It's just not true. But look, the best thing to do is just leave them alone. Nature has a way of taking care of things, and that'll be the case more often than not.
I've heard that wives' tale literally my entire life. Up until this moment, I have believed it wholeheartedly. So I've learned something today, Trey. We need to maybe make that a recurring segment of Trey dispels longstanding wives' tales across Arkansas.
There's a lot of them. I don't know if I'm as knowledgeable about all of them, but where the wildlife are at play, I've hung around enough wildlife biologists through the years to play one on TV at times.
I respect that. Trey, let's wrap up with this. You're taking a little personal fishing trip. You're an angler yourself. What are you up to this weekend?
Well, I am
You don't
hanging
have to give
out
us away your
over.
specific spot. You just you
It's
don't
a
have to
very
give it away.
popular smallmouth stream with very high-end catch and release and minimum length regulations in Northwest Arkansas. How about
Okay.
that?
Okay.
No, I'm looking forward to it, Scott. I was really worried all this rain and these storms we've had, but I think we've been so dry, and you know more about that than me, that a lot of us just getting soaked up because the river didn't shoot up as much as I thought it was going to. Really nice floating conditions. Little cool this weekend, so I may be donning my waders for the wade fishing and wearing my neoprene socks and my wading boots rather than my Tevas
Yes.
when I get on the boat.
I've got some friends I scuba dive with, and they're gonna dive this weekend for the first time this year in Beaver. They've invited me, and I'm thinking that water is still pretty cold. I don't know about that. 65 degrees. That's chilly.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly. I mean, you better, have a thick wetsuit might help you out. But the really bad part there is, like, sometimes even when the water's around 70, I scuba dive as well. It's like that's pretty cool. But when you've got these air temperatures that are, in the 60s, like they're supposed to be this weekend, you come out of that water and it's like there's no radiant warmth from the sun to like kind of warm you up. So
Now adding a little bit of a breeze too, and
outside.
yeah, you're exactly right. You can't get out of that wetsuit quick enough. I may take a
That's right.
test this weekend. Hey Trey, it's always good to visit with you. Have fun on
too,
your
Scott.
weekend trip. We'll catch back up next
you.
week. Thanks for tuning in here on 5 News Plus to another edition of 5 Outdoors.